So let's get going downloading R Studio. Go to rstudio.com/products, R Studio download, or you can go to Google, type in R Studio, download, or R Studio. It should come back either way. All right. After you get to this website, go to the features for your particular system. So you have R Desktop or R Studio Desktop free. And what you're going to do is go to download for Windows. If you have a different system, you want to select one here, and you'll look at the size, and you have the documentation for that. Also, go ahead and grab the Anaconda IDE, and that's going to be at anaconda.com, products individual. Your data science toolkit, download here. And you can see it's open source, comes with a lot of Conda packages. And you can take a look at some of those here. You've got Jupyter, you've got TensorFlow, Pandas, Conda, you've got PyTorch, you've got Pandas, and it is open source. If you'd like to learn more, you can always go through the tutorials and look at some of the introductory videos and explanatory videos. And also, if you like to watch a video on getting started, you can look here at the individual version or individual edition. If you watch that video, it'll bring you to a page where they want you to sign up. But then this is called Anaconda Nucleus, and it's getting started with Anaconda Individual Edition. And you can see it's about a 12-minute video, kind of goes over some of the ways you can use things as far as like Jupyter and packages and version control, things like that, setting up your environment, creating channels, all of that in an attempt to be in a collaboratory environment. With Jupyter, you're going to work right in a browser. And on that note, we're also going to take a look at Google Colab. Google Colab is basically Google's answer to Jupyter. And so it's basically the same type of environment. It's just to give you another tool in your tool set that you can use in an event that you're trying to go for a project or running your own platform, or you're trying to get something going and you don't want to use the Jupyter platform. All right, so let's assume that we've downloaded R Studio, the topic of this video, and we are here in the environment. We are looking at 4 panes in the R Studio environment. We've got the source pane, we've got the console, we usually have our environment, and we have our files and our plots. In order for you to go to wherever your data is held, you're going to click these 3 dots here. That's going to bring up your environment. And let's say I needed to go there. I will just, once I have that folder exactly, and I always put everything on the desktop just so it's simpler to get to. Open, and you can see my data set is here, right? And before I start working, I'm also going to go to this More button, click here, and I'm going to go to Set as Working Directory. I can also get to that in various other ways through the File menu up in here. But anyway, you can see now it says Set Working Directory, and it put it directly as my file is written here, which is super important when you're trying to set a working directory, to make sure you get the file name right. All right, so we know that we have our source pane. This is where we write our code, okay? When you make any action happen, you're going to see a reaction here, here, or here, but this window here is where you're going to create and write your code. All right, so let's take a quick look at the file menu. This is where you can create a new file. You can save your work. You can import a data set here also. And you can see that it has extensions for SPSS, SAS, Stata, Excel, anything you'd like to connect R Studio to. You got your Control W shortcut keys for close, quit session, Control Q. I'm going to jump down here to the Tools pane, where you have your global options. Also, take a look at, you have modified keyboard shortcuts, but a global options. This is where you can come to very quickly. You can control how when you're writing your code, how this kind of lays itself out. You've got the code where when you hit tab, it's going tab with the 2. You've got your display where you can generally just really control how everything looks for your layout. For myself, I went under appearance, I selected modern, and I'm looking at how to make my code environment look exactly the way I need it to, so I'm more comfortable. And you can select the font size, you can select themes if you like, you could change this up, you could go through here. That's not a bad one. I selected Dracula just because it looks more subdued or what have you. And yeah, you can change everything. So if I want to select and write code, I'm going to just test this out. So we know that we're doing data pre-processing, and right now we're going to get the data set here. We're going to read into it. So I'm going to type data set equals read.csv. Whoops. And for me, I am a little bit OCD here. So let's look. And then I'm going to, let me take that comment. I don't know why I did that. All right, and let's go from there. So we are now looking at our data set in the file and take a look at it. And as you see here, we got country, age, salary, purchased, and we have a couple of missing variables. If we were to take a look at our data set, if I open it up, looks to be about right. Nothing's off about the data set. So we're got our country, age, salary, purchased. We got Spain, we got age missing, and over here we have the value for Germany is missing in the salary column. Okay, so everything looks to be about the same, and it looks like our data set is all set. So we actually went to view the data set. You can see that occurred here. You see your data frame is in the environment window, and it looks like everything is all working properly. Okay, so if you have any questions at all, please reach out, and if you need any help or assistance, you also can go to the help files in R Studio. You've got cheat sheets if you come down here on the help menu, and let's take a look at real quick the keyboard shortcuts. This is very helpful because it's going to give you ways you can tool around and just hit control shortcut keys and kind of do things that you might manually be looking for or get lost. So just remember, under the help menu, you can pretty much find a lot of information. Okay. All right. If there is anything else, please reach out and let me know what your feedback is. If I can put any more information into these videos, I will do so. Thank you.